Yeah. All right. Now let's get to the next brutal film, which is Detroit. Um. Yeah. Here's the thing. I didn't see any trailers for this movie for some reason. But after getting around to it, I think that was actually kind of a good thing because I didn't know what to expect other than reading the synopsis that it was taking place during the Detroit riots in the 1960s. So I'm like, okay, I can prepare myself for that. Yeah, I, I think one of the things that I think this movie had a bit of a problem with it is that it's I feel like it should have gone with like a better title because like yes it does take place in Detroit during the Detroit riots, but I feel like because most of this film is focusing mainly on what's it called, Al, the Algiers motel incident, where cops were basically just holding these black people as hostage, thinking there was a gun on board, but there wasn't, and uh, horrible, really uncomfortable things go down. Um, yeah, this. Yeah. Where to begin? First of all, this film's brutal. Like, it would it like even though Dunkirk was like a World War II film, this felt like three Dunkirks in one, because it kind of switches between different kind of scenarios. Like at one point, because in like the first act, it kind of illustrates as like a sort of uh, ensemble pick about what it's like to live in this time period in this certain part of America, and then the second act turns into a straight up horror film. Like this to me is the kind of brutality that the Belko experiment failed to do, and I feel like I'm not saying like the Algiers motel incident is like the Belko experiment movie. I'm saying in terms of trying to capture that brutality of people slowly dying one by one, I feel like that's the kind of brutality I'm talking about. Like it really it earns its R rating, man. Like even when things were starting to wind down, you just still feel just incredibly uncomfortable that you're witnessing this, um, and oh my god, the performances in this movie. Yeah, I because I've heard some people say that John Boyega is like gonna be like this generation's Denzel Washington, because I was looking at his performance, and I'm not saying like that, oh, it's because he's a popular, really talented black actor. It's like, no, this guy, you can definitely see the mannerisms. Like if this film, like the mannerisms in John Boyega's performance, you can definitely tell that if this was probably like if this film was like made in the 1980s, it would have been Denzel Washington. Like no joke, every beat of it. Yeah, I'm actually really happy for John Boyega. Going from like a pretty obscure actor in Attack the Block to then going to do films like Star Wars and then this, it's it does make me kind of glad that he's getting a little bit more popular, because he is an actor that does deserve it. And there were some others like Jason Mitchell from Straight Outta Compton. He's in the movie, and he's really good in the role. He's playing Caitlin Dever. I was actually surprised to see again. She plays like one of two college students who are in Detroit. If you don't know who Caitlin Dever is, she's Jennifer Garner's daughter in Men, Women, and Children, and I haven't really, I don't think I've ever seen her in anything since Men, Women, and Children. So cool, good to see her again. Jack Rayner and John Krasinski are in the movie. Anthony Mackie is at one point. Algie Smith and Jacob Lattimore. I don't know if I've seen them in anything else. Hold on, let me check. He was in. Oh shit! Oh man, I don't believe it. Algie Smith was was the kid from Earth to Echo. Oh, thank goodness you found a good movie. Jacob Lattimore. Where have I seen this guy before? Oh. He was one of the kids in Maze Runner, I guess. But yeah, I'm really... I really do appreciate a lot of the cast that they have in this film. They're all fantastic. But Will Poulter, oh my god. If you guys are trying to remember who Will Poulter is, he was the guy who was originally considered for... He was the guy who was originally cast as Pennywise back in 2015, but then he had to drop out because of The Revenant and then getting signed on to do this movie. For the record, I think that was a good choice personally on his part, because I feel like, if anything, he is gonna be a contender for like Best Supporting Actor or something. Like, oh my god, this guy does not hold back at all with his brutality. Like, he is mean. Like, if anything, he and John Boyega are like the two big reasons to see this movie. They're that good. Yeah, I feel like Catherine Bigelow is definitely going to be looking at getting a Oscar buzz. Although I don't know if it is, considering this was like released in limited cinemas in late July. So who knows? I mean, I've been proven wrong beforehand, so maybe. Yeah, I think that's all I gotta say. So let's move on to the next film, and hopefully not as tragic and depressing as Detroit.